Welcome to another episode of Have You Seen It? I am Charles, and I'm turning to look at my lovely co-host, Denise.
That was really creepy.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing wonderfully excellent. So we got we're gonna do some things here, right? First,
What?
I got on a sweater, right? So I'm not showing my guns because I would be embarrassed because of my co-host guns here, right? I guess she's gonna show her little.
This is my protein. I have to have protein after I work out. So
okay.
I forgot this was on the table, so I'm just gonna put this down here.
So let's get into our movie reviews. What review are you going to do for our audience today?
Okay, I'm going to review the movie Don't Look Up.
Don't do it.
Don't Look Up, starring a huge cast of really, really great actors. We've got Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Timothy Chalamet, Rob Morgan, Mark Rylance, Jonah Hill, Cate Blanchett, and Tyler Perry. This movie is a Netflix original, and it's been like in the top 10 like since it came out. It's got some Oscar buzz, some little quiet Oscar buzz going on. This movie is about two low-level astronomers played by Jennifer Lawrence and Leonardo DiCaprio. Jennifer Lawrence is a grad student and he is a professor. Well, they have come across the knowledge that a huge comet is making its way towards Earth in 6 months, and folks need to be on the lookout. They feel it is their duty to let everybody know about it. So they appear on a talk show that's hosted by the characters played by Cate Blanchett and Tyler Perry. And they kind of aren't really taking it seriously, but they humor them, basically.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So Jennifer Lawrence and Leo, they're like, hey, their characters are like, hey, we need to get this word out. Let's go to the president, played by Meryl Streep, and her son, Jonah Hill, is the chief of staff. They take them slightly more serious than the two talk show hosts, but, you know, still not worried. And so these two astronomers decide we need to just travel the country and get this word out. This thing is coming. And so the movie is one big satire on a major catastrophe that, who knows, it could happen, but you've got climate change involved. You've got people who are just selfish and self-centered and thinking only about their worldly possessions should this happen, and not really giving it the seriousness that it needs. Well, let's fast forward. The comet is a coming, and people look up, and when it comes and hits Earth, I'm going to leave it there. This movie, I'll give it a grade of a C.
Okay.
It isn't the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It's not the best, but what kept me engaged, if you will, is just the star-studded cast. I really liked everybody in the movie and the roles that they played. So if you like astronomy, you like science, you're into that kind of thing, take a look at it. That is my review.
Okay.
Don't look up.
Don't look up.
What you got?
Okay, so I'm going to recommend The Matrix Resurrection, starring Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss and a host of other people.
Okay.
Okay. So Neo and Trinity, as the film has indicated, are resurrected. Neo is Thomas Anderson, right? He's been that for a while in all the movies, right? When he's in the Matrix. And in this version of the Matrix, he is the most famous game designer in the world because of his game, his trilogy game, The Matrix.
Okay.
And Trinity, aka Tiffany, in the new Matrix, she's married and she has kids. So they both don't remember anything. So their memory's been suppressed. Thomas is having a hard time dealing with fame, right? Because he's famous, he's recognized everywhere around the world. And he's having a hard time with just reality, right? The guy is just traumatized. That's bottom line. And so he has a therapist. I guess what you do when you have a lot of money and you got these kind of things going on with you. And Neil Patrick Harris is the therapist, and he sort of kind of gets Thomas grounded. But things really turn around for Thomas when he happened to meet Tiffany, and they just hit it off. They just seem like they know each other. Now, granted, we all know they know each other, right? But in they did a really good job in seeming like, hey, we never met, and his life just started just to become, hers did too, but his started to come, some normalcy came to his life, right? And then his life got turned upside down when he, in the real life, in his real life, bumps into one of his characters that he created in the Matrix, and just all heck breaks loose when that happens. So I like this movie. Okay. I was surprised that I liked it. Right, I didn't like Reload or I can't think of the other one, the third one, Matrix number 3. Right, but I didn't like either of them. They were okay, right? And I love some characters in there, but this one, like here, I did like it. It's more of how they're dealing with their resurrection, right? And how they come together. And so I'm going to tell people to go see this one. It's in the theater, right? Or be like me. I got HBO Max, watching it in the comfort of my own home. Okay. So that's my recommendation, The Matrix Resurrection.
All right.
What's your nailed it?
My nailed it is James Franco from the movie 127 Hours. He deserved that Oscar nomination because his portrayal of a climber who, slips and falls and gets stuck between a boulder, talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. He was, and he drew me in because I feared for his life from the onset. Even though it's a true story and I know that this person would survive,
right?
The things that he went through were really, they frightened me. And the fact that he was creative, he had his wits about him, he was experienced, so he knew what he needed to do to survive.
Right.
And once he drank his own pee, he nailed it for me. So, I nailed it. James Franco from the movie 127 Hours.
Okay.
So, folks, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And we are available on every podcast platform in the universe. Just type in, "Have you seen it?" with Charles and Denise, and there we will be. And while you're listening to that podcast, make sure that you give us a 5-star rating. And in closing, we would like to also send our condolences to the family of the late, great Sidney Poitier, my absolute favorite actor in the entire universe. May he rest in peace.